All right. Welcome back. Episode 114, pardon me, of the Morse Code Podcast. Soapy's here. I'm here. As you can hear, we were just brought in by arguably top 5 greatest song of all time in general.
I assume it's still on the Billboard 200.
I think it's on the Billboard, 2. I think it's Thriller and the Water Country theme song.
Yeah.
Comfortably for the past 30 years. So we're going to get into that a little bit. It's summertime in New Hampshire, locally. It's hot. It's probably hot everywhere.
Weather is hot.
Weather is hot. Sun is shining. Summer is hot. It's time to go to water country, but we'll get to that later. I'm not even going to bother. I assume you're not a fan of heat waves like we've had the past few days when it's 100 degrees out and humid.
It's a bit much, but I'll take it over winter, I guess.
Yeah. That's a classic.
I mean, to me, it's not even close. I'm definitely summer over winter, but yeah, it's been very hot.
That's a classic New England debate. Would you take the coldest day or the hottest day?
Yeah.
I think I'd take the hottest day. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, cool. You got that wrapped up.
That's episode 114.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. See you guys next time. Peace. No, we are going to hit on, we as in you, we're featured on Felger and Mazz this week. Really lucky and cool for those guys to have us on. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Before that, hold that. Let's get into this. On a more serious note, some actually really exciting news here at the Morse Code Podcast. We actually do have our first true sponsor of the show. It's not VHS. It's not Kirby Vacuums, not anything else. We're excited to partner up with Cold River Vodka in Freeport, Maine. So, Cold River builds their handcrafted spirits from the ground up in Maine because they understand you can't fake genuine quality. It requires a commitment to doing things the right way rather than the popular way. Taste the spirit of Maine with their vodka or gin. So very excited to be working with Cold River Vodka and Gin. They were cool enough to give us some samples over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to say this right now. I'd highly recommend the blueberry vodka with lemonade. And I took it a step further and put real blueberries in the cocktail. And I think that might be the official drink of summer 2021. It's very good. Ooh. Big fan.
My personal testimony.
Please go ahead, Soapy.
I was not asked to do this, so I'm doing this, sincerely. I took the blueberry vodka and I paired it with some Minute Maid. I will just say fruit punch. I don't want to advertise anyone else. No, but I paired it with some fruit punch, and that was also tremendous. Good and stuff. I should try the real blueberries thing. That's
it's pretty good. Your part. No, it's pretty good. So honestly, it is exciting to have a real sponsor of the program. I know we've kind of joked around that stuff before, but definitely looking forward to working with Cold River at least throughout the summer. And I'd encourage you to check out coldrivervodka.com. That way you can kind of see, I think one of the better things is you can see where they sell it locally. So if you're one of our local listeners, obviously Maine, New Hampshire, everyone carries it. But they have a nice presence throughout the country as well. So if you're listening, I know we have, some fans in Colorado. I think I saw Colorado offers Cold River vodka and gin. So next time you're at the store, pick up a bottle, tag us on social media, and maybe we'll reshare it. Maybe
Do you have some on you right there or no?
No,
I don't mean in your pocket, but you don't have any with you? Okay.
Nah. I'm just going to have a cocktail tonight, but I've had a little, not acid reflux. I've been a little bloated today. I don't know why.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You okay?
Maybe I'll have a nice Cold River cocktail later tonight, but right now I'm just going to stick with water.
Cold River.
Maybe next week. Let's do this. We'll do next week. We'll do Thirsty Thursday, brought to you by Cold River Vodka and Gin.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. Okay. Moving on. Felger and Mazz. Why don't you walk us through this one, buddy? Then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of the show today.
So real quick recap of their involvement on our show. Felger was on episode 75, Mazz is on 82, and Adam Jones is on 89. And the three of them are together this week. Jones is filling in the update chair. So I thought there's no better time to call them and perhaps show my gratitude for them helping us out. And I had a couple basketball questions that I thought were pretty serious.
Me
I'm
too.
not sure Felger felt the same way. So here we go. I will play it for the listeners.
So again, we're just taking a Bruins Tuukka breather here on this topic. Soapy and Merrimack on it. Go ahead, Soapy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Obviously, a couple questions, but also wanted to say thanks to all three of you for coming on my podcast in the past few months. So appreciate that.
Okay, babe.
Good question. If he has an opportunity, is Brad, the GM, going to stay away from landing the stars that Brad, the coach, wouldn't have wanted? And I don't know if you saw that Space Jam 2 is coming in July. Do you guys think we could trade Kemba and Grant Williams for, like, Yosemite Sam or something?
Soapy, save it for your effing podcast. It's a podcast humor. What was the real? The Brad Stevens going to trade for the kind of players that Brad Stevens once would want. Yes. Guys that he'd want to coach. 100%. Yeah, I hope not. So again, we're just taking a.
I thought it was a fair question.
There we are. I thought the second question was even more fair than the first one.
Couldn't agree more. What did they end up saying about the Brad Stevens stuff?
That he will, as a GM, try to acquire players that he would want if he was still the coach.
So, and
stay away from the guys he would not want if he was still the coach.
That doesn't make sense to me. And that actually is a great question. I never really thought about it. But why would he care if he's not coaching them? Wouldn't he just want to get the best player?
So that is true. But the more that I think about it, I feel like Brad is such an X's and O's, and not that he's like a strict kind of guy, but I think he wants a certain type of like personality. So I think he's still going to go by that.
But he's not coaching.
Yeah.
He's not going to be as close to the actual team.
That's true. I mean, we'll see what the fuck happens. Like, we'll see if he even is the GM at all. That's a good point. But they've been talking about that quite a bit this week, and we'll see what the fuck they look like 4 months from now.
Yeah, no kidding. That's actually another good part of it. I still don't think this is in any way a long-term thing for Brad. He's coaching for the next 5 years at most, easily, probably in college. Unless he's really good. I don't know, unless he's really good at this and really likes it. But and again, we haven't really gotten into this stuff too much, but I think that does look like a really weird move for such a young coach, just to like literally stop coaching and take like a front office job at your company.
I'm
very weird, very shocked.
No sarcasm at all. Like, my mind was blown seeing that move, because
me too.
It just doesn't fit. Like, that he loves coaching.
He's a good coach.
Yeah. And I think the only explanation I've seen this floated out there is that maybe he was so burnt out that he's actually pseudo kind of taking a year off. Yeah. And he'll be back coaching the Celtics after one season. Or maybe he fucking leaves and coaches somewhere else.
Yeah.
His explanation of being like, I think the media asked him why is this move being made, and why should Celtics fans feel confident about it? And he just gave the most generic answer. He was like, well, I'm very passionate about this, and I'm like a Celtic through and through. So after having been with this organization for so long, I only want to see like what's best for this organization. And I was like, all right, that really sounds like a made up like job application interview answer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes. I don't know. I really don't want to. It's still too early to talk about Celtics' future. I don't care right now. I need a cooling off period.
You don't want to talk about Yosemite Sam at all as a replacement?
No, moving on to the next question. I don't think you can flip Kemba for Yosemite Sam straight up. Toon Squad isn't saying yes to that.
That would be my issue with it. The other side wouldn't want it. But if you could, I think it would be a great fit. As I argued on Twitter, he's very intense. He doesn't smile unless he's fucking murdered his opposition, which is the opposite of Kemba. And he's got like a big chip on his shoulder, and I don't think I really see that with Kemba. Like, Yosemite Sam has never seen another cartoon character that he didn't want to straight up.
He didn't want to shoot with two pistols. Yeah, that's why I think he's kind of a loose cannon. I think he might get into early foul trouble.
Him and Marcus Smart, I think, might clash a little bit.
They could, or they could just be like a Bash Brothers type of like tandem, and just go on a killing spree.
Yosemite Smart.
Yeah. And who's the other one you mentioned? Daffy Duck?
No, I was saying
Wiley
like, I don't know if like maybe Felger is just a big Elmer Fudd guy.
Elmer Fudd. He can't be on the court in the playoffs. He's way too like sloppy.
I was gonna say the game has passed him by. Like maybe in the 60s he would have cut it. Not in like pace and space of 2021.
He's the guy you can have on your bench. He's the guy you can have in the locker room. It's just too many public televised accounts of him just getting like bamboozled by Bugs Bunny. And like, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do when the rabbit has the gun? Like, that's like Elmer Fudd's life. Whose quote was that? LeBron. Oh God. That's a whole
and then flipped on him by Jay Crowder.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. We can go there if you want. I'm strapped into the front seat of the Suns bandwagon. They're a pretty fun team.
We got to give a shout out to our man Diggy, because when we did that episode with him a few episodes ago, and we had to pick like who are we going to root for when the Celtics get bounced. I think he was the only one that said the Suns, although like we agreed that they're a fun team to watch. Yeah, they are. I actually forgot Jay Crowder is even there. So I like watching Jay Crowder. I like Devin Booker. Chris Paul is what it is. He's playing really well. It's kind of hard to like, I think he had 15 assists and 0 turnovers last night. That's pretty impressive. Who else is out there? Who's his backup? The real CP off the bench. The real CP campaign. Yeah. Like him a lot. Haven't seen much from Cliff Paul this offseason. I think he's still kind of waiting to get his shot. I have a question for you.
DeAndre Ayton. What? Did
you honestly remember that campaign was even in the NBA before this playoffs? Because I did not.
I knew he was in the NBA. I didn't know he was putting up decent. I didn't expect him to be someone who would put up decent playoff numbers.
Okay. I certainly had no idea that he was on the Suns.
Yeah. Growing up with your name being Campaign is cool.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of like political marketing. I don't know. Or like do ads for like a local like campaign printing store or something. I was
going to say a champagne store.
Oh, that too. Yep, that too. Oh,
on my
those are going to be off the charts if they win. Yeah, big fan. They played last night. They're up 2-0. Oh, Nets play tonight. Probably watch that. I hope they just roll. I think that's a great storyline. If Giannis just gets rolled in a sweep and wants to leave and just goes back to Greece. It's like opts to play for Greece for a few years. It's cool off a little bit.
I know.
Go to Greece, get some confidence. What? Canada? Raptors?
I was going to say water country.
Oh, yeah. Good segue. We'll get there.
Plays for country water.
Yeah. Are they? No, they're not in the Olympics this summer, are they?
No.
Water country.
COVID restrictions.
Traveling restrictions. Totally understand that. Okay. So I just want to make sure we're here. So we touched on newest sponsorship with Cold River, your appearance on Felger and Mazz, Yosemite Sam for Kemba Walker. To be told, to be seen, to be determined. I don't know if that'll work out yet.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Suns this year. Do you have any thoughts on Jazz Clippers? Seems like a very irrelevant series.
That's the consensus online. No one gives a shit.
That's why I say it. And it's like, it's almost like lose-lose, because it's like, or lose-lose or win-win, I guess, however you look at it. Like, I'm fine with Clippers slander if they lose. Jazz slander could be just as fun. But the worst thing would be if it's like an even series to 7 and one of the teams just wins by like 10 points in game 7. It's like, all right, that's great, whatever. I think Clippers win. I think Clippers might still go to the finals, actually. I know I said that on our preseason predictions or our pre-playoff predictions and then kind of shut that down when they were down 2-0. I think there's a chance Clippers could go. I think they'll win. They play tonight or tomorrow. Is there 2 games? There's only 1 game last night.
I believe they're tonight.
Honestly, Sixers, Hawks might be just as irrelevant.
Yeah, not a lot of buzz on that one.
No, I think it's just the Nets show at this point, even though they're down 20 right now. I think it's a Nets show right now. That team, I'm still not going to say like I like the Nets, but they're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is incredibly fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw
Blake Griffin tricked us all.
One of the funny highlights that I saw from the last game was like the Nets were up 30 and Kyrie was like sprinting his ass off to take a pull-up 3 in like the fourth quarter. Crowd went wild. Bucks just getting fucking murdered. But with the Clippers thing, I wouldn't mind. I think I may have mentioned this before. I wouldn't mind seeing the Clippers win it all, just because seeing the other LA team win and like Lakers fans on Twitter being pissed, that brings some joy to me.
That's a bad look when they lose in the first round, for sure. When the Lakers lose in the first round.
Yeah, LeBron loses and the Clippers win.
Yeah, that's not good. I saw this. It wasn't like a big account who was tweeting this, but it at least brought the idea to my attention. Do you think the Lakers retire 23? That seems crazy to me.
In the past, I would have said no, but then I saw that the Lakers would want to stay on the good side of LeBron and, more importantly, clutch. So they probably would. It's fucking Hollywood.
There are 23s in LA anyway. I can't think of any. 23 is just a tough number to wear. Like, you don't just casually wear 23.
No one's ever worn it on accident.
That's what I mean. Like, you have, like, if you wear 23, you're going to get some looks. You know, like LeBron. Who else is 23? Got to be some 23s. There's definitely at least another 23.
Oh, you mean throughout the league?
Like,
I'm sure there are, but
I thought there were some other big names. Maybe not. Hold on real quick. Whatever. But he's going back to 6. I think that's a weird look too. How many athletes like change their number, then go back to their old number, and then who knows if he changes it again. But I've always kind of liked 6, LeBron. I think my favorite LeBrons were like towards the middle, I guess that second year Heat LeBron number 6, and then his first stint with the Cavs 23. I like that LeBron a lot.
Yeah.
Second stint with the Cavs 23. That was just such a weird LeBron. That was when I think he started going off the reservation a little bit with his off-color leadership tactics. Basically just picking up reading and film watching. That's such a good clip. That one I found today, like when he's questioned about The Godfather.
Yeah.
Because everyone's been there. Like, you lie all night at a party or something, or like around, and then someone finally asks you about it. It's just, I can't even think of one. It'd be an insult. Basically, it was that year he was campaigning that he shut off all his social media accounts, and he's just been watching The Godfather for like on repeat to somehow prepare for an NBA playoff run. I feel like watching film might have been a better option, but it's like everyone in the locker rooms watching film, and LeBron's just like sneaking Godfather like on his phone, like under his playbook. Or like those cliches, like kids would sneak like a magazine in like their textbook. He just has his phone in like his depth chart, trying to catch a little Michael Corleone before tip off.
I was gonna say, do you think that happens in reverse? Everyone
Michael
on the set
Corleone watches LeBron highlights.
Everyone on the set of The Godfather was like studying their lines and shit, and then Robert
Fredo's watching a little Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's highlights.
Or I guess whoever was like Kareem highlights back in the 70s.
Yeah. That'd make more sense. Yeah. I don't know. Tough look.
Showing up to press conferences with,
that'd be weird.
I don't know, fucking Kareem Rex specs on.
Yeah. Kurt Rambis's basketball card in his back pocket. That'd be weird if like actors were like had like post-shoot like interviews. Like you're filming a movie and every day after like on the set, you like have like a press conference to talk about like how it went, what's working, what's not working. I'd probably watch it. I think it'd be interesting.
For some reason, someone walks by, and even though like you haven't been physically strained at all, they like hand you a towel and
exactly
in your face.
Yeah, like Denzel Washington just has a towel over his neck, talking to Lisa Salters for some reason on the
breathing really hard.
Training day. Yeah. Or like it's like a real serious scene they cut. Or no, it's like the best one would be like, you know, like those like coach interviews like between quarters. So it's like a small camera to the right, like interviewing Popovich while the game's like happening, and he's clearly just like looking at something else, distracted. They're just interviewing like, I don't know, Michael Bay while like Transformers is playing like in the background. I would seriously be very interested in that.
Yeah,
we should call Hollywood. Just give them a call and like pitch that idea. I don't know if you have their number. It was like 1-800-HOLLYWOOD.
Certainly can't say it on these airwaves, but I do have their number.
That's true. Let's move on. So before we get into it, we had a new friend of the program join us in a little bit to talk about just having fun in the summer in New Hampshire. You got Canobie Lake, water country. It became a pretty heavy Canobie Lake conversation. I think that's the general consensus. I put up the poll, water country or Canobie Lake. It was pretty heavily favored towards Canobie Lake. And we'll get into why we think that might be. And then we touched a little bit on Storyland. Like there's some sleepers out there. Storyland you can have a good time at. Canobie Lake for a local kid is just a good time. Nice hot summer day. Ride some rides. You don't wait in line. Taste that delicious Boston Tea Party water. Countless things to do in Salem, New Hampshire. Canobie Lake's definitely one of them. But we would be remiss if we didn't give the respect it deserved to the water country theme. So I might start listening to that song like when I wake up in the morning to like start my day, especially if it's hot. If I go to bed the night before and see a forecast like 85 plus the next day, I might like play that song and just like throw a cup of like cold water in my face to start the day.
I've already started. It's a good way to start the day.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay. Okay.
Or a little messy.
I don't know, just like run a hose down my stairs and just like start my day by going down like a makeshift water slide. I don't know. I'm just thinking, I'm spitballing here, but we did come to the consensus that we need to record live from water country this summer.
Well, what do they call the pool with the standing water? It's just like tide pool,
like a wave
pool.
Yeah, wave pool.
Yeah. Add one of those
with the one in Action Park when kids would die routinely. Maybe a preface to this one. Go back and listen to the Action Park episode, whatever that was. If you're really in like a water park listening mood, you can knock out like 3 hours between the two. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, anything before we get into our conversation with Pat?
No,
me neither, man. So, all right, let's get into it, and then see you guys
next week.
Yeah.
More importantly, we got that Duff Guy Pat. You may know him from Twitter and or the Tyler I Am Discord. A very valuable member of the Discord community, I would say, mostly because he's a fellow New Englander, which is one of the primary reasons that we wanted Pat to come on with us.
No, go with the pun. You wanted to dive right in. You had it right there.
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Pat?
Much. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, man. I'm not even in the Discord yet, and I can also attest that you're a valued member of the chat, just from what I hear from other people. I've been trying to figure out how to get into the Discord since for some reason, the government's been taking $20 out of my bank account monthly to be associated with Tyler. I'm still like, now? I don't know. That's what I figured. I figured there was something sketchy to go with it. I've been like, penning a strongly worded essay about this. But I want to wait till I have it perfect before I send it in to Tyler and his comrades. But anyway, and also from I feel like you're a frequent question getter on the Fun Report as well.
Yes.
You typically have some good things to sprinkle into the conversation. So
yes. Although recently I've been posting Steve Harvey photoshops and Tyler.
Oh, those are timeless. Dude, no, it's funny before
happy.
He's going to kick you out sooner or later.
Yeah, he's had it. And I don't want to get too off topic. Maybe we'll put one of those pictures in our show notes so people what we're talking about. But he did one like a few weeks ago on like that minor league baseball team logo, you know what I'm talking about?
The Montgomery Biscuits.
Yeah. So until Tyler brought it up during the episode, I thought it was on Mr. Potato Head just because I looked at it real quick and I was like, oh, that's actually really funny. But then when he actually mentioned what it really was.
Wait, were you the one that made that, Pat?
Better. No. That might have been Connor.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking rascals in that community.
Sure are.
So you never know.
But to your point, so it is weird. There are a handful of New Englanders in that group. Like we had Diggy on recently. Now you. We put it out there. It makes sense to talk about. It's been smoldering in the New England area over the past handful of days.
Ooh.
Where do you live roughly? Like, do you live in New Hampshire?
So I live in Portsmouth right now.
Okay.
I lived in Boston for the past 4 years for school. Then I moved to New Hampshire in September. And not to dox myself, but I could walk out my apartment building and throw a rock and hit water country.
Oh no, we'd like you to dock yourself.
Please.
So if you could, do you have more specific coordinates?
All right,
Yeah.
hold on. Give me one second.
All right, thank you. While Pat's bringing up his coordinates, so we'll get right into it. I know we posted a little bit. It's summertime in New England. If you grew up in New England, if you grew up lucky enough to grow up in the great state of New Hampshire, to me, it's always come down. Well, I'll throw this out to kind of start the conversation here. Are you guys more team water country or team Canobie Lake?
Canobie Lake.
Me too. And I think that's the general consensus. And I put that up on the poll. I haven't checked recently, but it looks like it's like Canobie Lake in 4. Like it's like a clean sweep.
Landslide.
You want the numbers?
Water slide.
They're showing up in the funeral suits. The all black.
Ooh.
Oh, great.
R.I.P. Bozo.
Let's get some numbers. 87-13 Canobie Lake Park.
Yikes.
And people who voted for water country, I don't want to call anyone out unless they're worth being called out. Let's see here.
Yeah, call them out.
Oh, you're going to hate this one, Soapy. 3 people voted for, we had over 5,000 votes. And that's not
And
true.
somehow 3 people amounts to 13% of that.
I'm not going to say how many, but 13%. So, still well in the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
One of those who voted for water country is Sean Olston.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Of course.
And if you know him, he doesn't look like someone who would enjoy being out in a water park for a long period of time, specifically his skin. Yeah. So anyway, he's an old pasty Canadian. But anyway, yeah, it's clearly Canobie Lake. And I think more like generally my thought is, are you guys big water park guys in general? I mean, obviously there's better water parks than water country. Very few, but there are better water parks than water country. My theory's always been, and Canobie Lake has done a good job of this. Canobie Lake's kind of adopted at least water-themed areas in the park. So I feel like you can go to a theme park with some water rides. Mm-hmm. If you go to a water park, you're all in on water rides. I feel like that. I've probably been to water country 2 or 3 times. It's tough to stay more than like 3 hours, especially me being an Irish white guy. Like it's tough to stay in a water park for more than 3 hours comfortably.
Right.
Pat, thoughts?
So I know I saw in the screen grab before on your Instagram, you had Whale's Tail in that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that place. Soapy sent it to me.
Yeah, so that was a place that me and my family used to go all the time. We used to vacation up in the mountains. We would hit Storyland, we would hit Santa's Village, we would hit Whale's Tail, all in like 3 days.
Yep, Storyland's a sleeper pick. That's a good value pick.
That's a holy trinity right there. I assume you get a season's pass and you can just hit it all for about $10.
Exactly.
Yeah, Storyland's. I'm trying to think. Storyland's like a Dak Prescott, like 4th round pick. He's never going to be your first choice, but like
he'll do a job.
Yeah, when you just like screw it, let's save a few bucks and hit Storyland. It's going to get the job done. You'll get some good memories with your family. I don't even know what they offer for rides. I'm not going to go through it, but so
I've been told recently that they have an adults night, like past 9 p.m. or something. And they, don't quote me on this. They may or may not serve alcohol, but I used to imagine
we can censor that out, right?
Did the other places serve alcohol? They must, like Canobie Lake. I don't think I've drank it. Canobie Lake.
I feel like Canobie must.
You gotta get with the times, especially it's fucking 2021.
I know, right? Yeah. I don't know if even that would be fun. Like, is that fun to get like drunk at a theme park?
No, that's roller coasters.
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like the thrill of the rides is all I would need. I feel like alcohol would just put it over the edge, and maybe puke. To Soapy's point. Right. You guys ever thrown up on a ride or after a ride? Are you guys big rides guys? Soapy, I know you have. Pat, are you a big rides guy? Do you hit them all?
So I've been on Untamed at Canobie Lake exactly 1 time.
Okay.
Don't need to go back again, but I'll hit the others. I'll hit the Yankee Cannonball. I'll hit the Log Flume. Like none of the like super intense ones.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. I probably went to Canobie Lake maybe 5 years ago. Untamed is probably their most thrill-seeking ride now. Okay. You been on that one, Soap? I believe it's like country bear themed, wilderness themed.
I don't like any of those things. So no.
You don't like
the Log Flume ride is fire,
classic.
I think.
It is.
And the Boston Tea Party. I don't know if they still call it that, but
yeah.
I think they do.
I don't know if that's still politically correct to call it the Boston Tea Party in this I don't know what it's called anymore.
Yeah, the Boston Progressives.
Just the the Boston Tea.
The Boston Libertarians.
Casual get together. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely Boston Tea Party over the log flume, though, right? In a clean sweep. Passed.
Yeah.
100%.
For a number of reasons, I think. I still think and again, it's been a while. Maybe you guys can help me out here. I think like the drop on the log flume might be like steeper. Like it might be a higher, steeper drop.
I think so.
It towers over the whole park. The Boston Tea Party is just so efficient. Like on an average day, you can just hit that back to back to back to back. Soapy knows what I'm talking about. Like you can just get up and down, and on a hot day, like if there is, say you wait like a boat or two in between, there's a good chance you can dry off in time. Yeah. Go again. I don't know what water that is. It's definitely not the water from the actual lake. It's like,
I think they import it from the Charles River.
Oh, geez.
It is. It might actually be real tea for all I know. Like room temperature, like green tea.
Spoiled tea.
Yeah, that's how they open the park every year. They take a barrel and they reenact. They all get in costume.
Yep.
They do it in the middle of the night.
That's also the only way that it's like lit in liquid form. Otherwise, it's too cold. So you have to use tea.
Well, that's a good point. Like I remember as a kid, like underestimate, like, obviously you can go stand on the bridge and just get soaked by the ride, which for some reason is fun as a kid. Looking back,
also terrific.
Kind of stupid. I hate it. It's fun the first time, but like walking around with wet clothes kind of stinks.
Well, that's where this combo comes in. So how
the
Boston Tea Party is right next to another politically incorrect ride, the Turkish Twist.
Oh boy, is it? Yeah.
You walk from the Boston Tea Party to the Turkish Twist, and you just stick to the wall, and you're dry.
I do want to get to the Turkish Twist, but what was I going to say on the Tea Party? The water, or whatever the hell it is, the artificial water they use. I remember thinking like, oh, it's going to be cold. I don't want to do it. Every time like you hit that Boston Tea Party water, it's like a weird temperature between like tap water and like cold water. I don't know. It has like its own temperature. It's very weird. It's like neutral water, just like passing over you. And it typically does like literally stink. Like it smells like moss and like sweat and piss. I don't know how you would piss in that water, but I'm sure people have figured it out.
You think that stinks?
I remember it stinking. I don't know.
No, I meant those like 3 things that you named, but yeah, that's interesting.
Wait, I count those as negatives. You don't?
Neutral.
No, neutral. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm trying to think. Like, I think like the goat Canobie Lake rides. Tea Party has to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Flume is up there just because it's such a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yankee Cannonball. That's the other one, right? That's the one you see right when you pull. That's a pretty good ride. That was one.
I've done that one. Or can you describe what that is?
It's just like your run-of-the-mill roller coaster.
Oh, okay.
The old coaster. It's probably been there since they built the place. It is literally like a rickety. It is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like not the ride itself, but the fact that you feel like your cart can just fall off at any time. Correct. That's the best part. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Story of my life.
Upside down one. The corkscrew.
The corkscrew.
That's a good one. I remember it used to be yellow.
Yep.
And then now blue-green or something.
Blue.
I'm not sure if that's an upgrade. I kind of like the yellow.
Another quick hitter. Like you can just ride that all day.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. In and out. That is like a real, like not kidding, like a benefit. Like obviously Canobie Lake is not like Disney World or something, but you can't go to Disney World and just ride fucking whatever, like back to back. Yeah, Space Mountain, whatever. Canobie Lake, you can pull that off. You can have a good time. You can get it's a very efficient park. Like if you go like from morning till night, you could literally hit hundreds of rides or like ride a ride hundreds of times if you wanted to.
The Tea Party is how I used to end like every trip there and just go on that 5 or 6 times. It was so good.
That's always a big debate. Like I remember going with my family, like my sister and I would be like, all right, like I want to go on the water ride like right away. And they'd be like, well, I don't know about that. Like you don't want to be wet the whole time. And I was like, well, respectively, fuck off. Like I'd like to, but yeah, you got to time it. But yeah, I think Turkish Twist is up there too. I don't think I've actually ever been on it. Pat, walk us through, especially for our non-local listeners, how the physics and the logistics of the Turkish Twist, because I don't understand it.
So basically, you like after you wait in line for like maybe like 15 minutes max. To, again, efficiency.
Reasonable.
You walk down these stairs into like this like cylinder, and you have to be like right up against the wall. You have like your back has to be touching your legs, everything, and it just starts spinning around. And as it's spinning around, it just speeds up, and eventually the floor drops out from underneath you. And the only thing holding you to the wall is that spinning.
That's what I can't buy into. So there's literally nothing, right? Like there's nothing technically holding you in.
No,
that seems like a liability.
No, you can take your hat off. You can like stick it to the wall next to you, and it just
that sounds pretty cool.
Wait, you're not like strapped to the wall? I picture someone in like a straitjacket.
No, you're just standing.
Not even that. Nothing.
That doesn't seem.
How far is the drop? Like when the floor drops?
Oh, it's maybe like a couple feet, maybe like 2 feet.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not like they don't like you're not like going like into the lake.
I understand. Okay.
I'd expect to pay extra for that.
That would be sick if like it went well.
If you don't hold on hard enough, you're just out.
You're going for a dip. Yeah.
It spits you out into the tea party water.
Correct. There we go. Full circle.
You have to swim all the way back around.
Okay. Just going through the rides real quick. They're in alphabetical order. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these like there's like kiddie rides, but like some of the middle of the pack rides are good. You remember like that rooster ride? That rooster ride is fire. You sit in like those weird roosters. And you can like.
Oh, you can like turn it. Like you can turn the front of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Mine of Lost Souls. That's like the haunted. Oh my god.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it stinks. I'm sure you have. It's like the haunted house ride. You go in like a little mine. It's like a haunted mine or something.
Okay.
You really never been on it?
I don't think so.
You have to go.
I'm not a big scary anything guy.
That's the thing. It's not scary at all. It's like extremely underwhelming. Because I was the same way. I was like, all right, I'm a little hesitant. And that one I remember did have a long line. So I had a long time to like talk myself into how terrifying this experience is going to be. And I went on with my brother and we're in there and I'm like, all right, like here we go. And it was very underwhelming. Definitely like if you look at like a wait in line versus, ride, how good the ride is.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great ratio.
No, it's really not. This is what I was thinking of. Sky Ride, the one where you just sit in like the 2-person thing. And
just go around
the park. It is kind of cool. You know what I'm talking about? It's not like thrilling. No, not for you.
That's the one that got me sick a long time ago.
Really? It's not going fast. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's up there. And I remember that one had pretty minimal barriers as well. It's literally just like a metal bar across you.
Yep.
Star Blaster. Exactly. It's a glorified ski lift, Soapy. It's nothing. Star Blaster, that's the one where you just shoot straight up and go straight down. I do like rides. Like I'll ride all the roller coasters. Those are the one type of rides I don't enjoy. Like the ones where you just go straight up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me a little butterflies in the stomach. So we're out on Star Blaster. Turkish Twist. No thanks. These all have different fucking names too since the last time I've been there.
That's the problem, is that you bring these up by names. I'm actually kind of surprised that you guys can remember these by their names.
All right, I'm going to throw you one here that this ride, it was new to me.
Are you going to literally throw it to us?
No, nope. I'm going to.
I was not ready.
Throw it to you guys. It's called Wipeout. You guys know that ride? When's the last time you guve been to Canobie Lake?
Over 10 years.
I think over 5 years.
Okay. It was definitely over than 5 years. 42-inch height minimum. It's called Wipeout. It's like it's 2-person seats. It's a typical like, you know what it is? Soapy wouldn't know this, but it's that ride in the Sandlot that goes.
Okay,
like,
yes, I know this ride.
It goes around and up and down. It's pretty fun. I thought it was a kid's ride. I actually don't think it is. Now that I think about it, it is pretty fun. There's still one I'm missing though. I'm trying to find it.
I have a question while you're looking that up.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you guys had to go like, so just in terms of like typical carnival games, so like the basketball one where the hoop is super high, or the ring toss, or like the world's strongest man smacking using a hammer to smack the bell, and I don't know, like say your life depended on it, which one do you think you'd have the best if you just had one shot to accomplish what that game was?
I don't know if this one counts, but one that I was really good at. Do you know the baseball one where if you get like,
guess your pitch,
you get 3 pitches,
yeah,
and then the 4th one you have to guess the exact speed. Yeah, I was really good at that one.
Ooh,
I just feel like they all. There has to be a sense of like it being rigged on all these.
Right.
Oh
obviously. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of it in the sense of like which one has the most like user control, and I would probably think it's the basketball one.
I think
as long as I can literally get the ball in the hoop, as long as it literally fits. It might not be as wide as a regulation hoop, but
I think it's barely big enough.
Right, exactly.
To fit whatever
ring toss. You mean like tossing rings on like Coke bottles or like bowling pins? Like, nah, those are so easy to rig.
Have you ever seen anyone nail one of those?
No, I don't.
I have not.
Not possible.
They're a big out on those. And then what was the other one you said? The baseball one. The baseball one could easily be rigged. You just that 4th pitch, you just set the thing to go an extra 2 miles up or whatever.
Exactly.
You know
the other one was the guy
that,
striking the bell with the hammer and seeing how high it could go.
That's a hardo. That's like a meathead like bringing a girl to Canobie Lake and being like, "Yo, check this out." That's a Josh Eves.
There was
one. You just go there for like an hour.
You go there with like a duffel bag in your gym outfit. Just hit that as your workout.
You're stretching.
Yeah, and then walk around the park for post-workout cardio.
But you're walking out chest puffed out.
Yeah.
You're just stiff all the rest of the day.
Those aren't meant for people to have fun. Those are meant for people to like flex.
Somehow you have your own hammer that's like the exact
regulation size hammer. Yeah, I got this, kid.
But it's portable. You can like extend it.
Yeah. I have a question. Were you guys... I wanted to make this at least, we'll go a little water country after, but Canobie Lake is such a great place to be. What was I going to say? Are you guys more daytime Canobie or nighttime? Because remember, after 5, they have like a special. It's like cheaper. So my family, we always used to go after 5. It's like $13. Canobie Lake at night is pretty sweet. Like when it's dark out.
So
I'll let you take it, Pat.
So I grew up, it was like a 45-minute to an hour drive. Like I grew up in Mass.
Yep.
And so like my family, we would always leave at like 9 a.m. The park would open at like 11. So we'd like get there. We'd sit in the parking lot for like half an hour just waiting to get in.
Sure.
And then like we'd stay there all day. We'd be there till like 5.
I've done a day. It gets hot though. It gets fucking brutal.
Yeah, well that's where
the old tea party comes in.
You know how food is like super freaking expensive there?
Yeah, it's not great.
It's nuts. We would always bring a cooler, put in the car, like with sandwiches and all that. Like so we'd go like the first half of the day, we'd go on the Boston Tea Party or the log flume.
Yeah.
Go eat lunch, go back in for the rest of the time.
Okay. So Pat's family's got it figured out.
I was gonna say that system beating guy, Pat.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez Louise.
Wait, you're allowed readmission?
Yeah, they stamp you.
Yeah, they stamp your hand.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, that's why they stamp you. Were you guys back when like movie theaters were at full capacity, full peak? Were you guys sneak food into the movie theater, people?
Oh, 100%.
I feel like everyone is now, right? I remember I used to be so scared of that when I was little. I don't know why.
Chicken, mashed potatoes,
like
beans.
We would go to like CVS and get candy. And yeah, like I remember as a kid feeling like I was walking through like TSA or something to like get into my theater where I was going to get patted down, like arrested, like this and that. I used to always be paranoid that people would come check our tickets. So I would always keep my ticket like literally in my hand, clenched fist, like during the movie. But I wonder how much more profitable a movie theater would be if that like was more heavily regulated. Like you were legit, it was like TSA, like when you walked into like a movie theater. But I also think to your point, Pat, it's like they're not doing themselves any favors by making everything so overpriced. Because think about it. If they just made it cost the same as it does at CVS, people wouldn't go to CVS. They would just buy it at the movie theater. So here's our econ lesson for the day. I almost think they'd be more profitable if they lowered their prices. Because those people who are buying stuff at CVS would no longer do that. They would buy it at the movie theater.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and again, not to get like.
And I'll preface it here. I am a common stock holder in AMC, so I do kind of know what I'm talking about.
I think like that's where they make like any of their money. So like maybe like I don't know how much they're paying their workers, how much they're paying for their rights to show those movies. Like they don't make any money on those tickets. Like the food is where they're making their money. I'm pretty sure.
The tickets are kind of expensive too, aren't they?
But like all that money, like if you're trying to show like a Disney movie, I think it's like 90 or 80% of that money goes right back to Disney for that profit.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, gotcha. That explains a lot. So yeah, what are you gonna do? Oh, and they have the arcade games. They must turn some profit on there.
Probably a little bit.
And the claw machines. They got to be making money hand over fist. Movie theaters, especially over the last like 13 months, specifically.
100%.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to a movie? You've been to a movie theater, right? Since it reopened, Soapy?
Yeah, I saw A Quiet Place too. But I was gonna say Cinemagic completely closed down. Like,
see ya. Didn't make it.
Again, I live right next to it. I was so happy when I moved in.
Yeah.
And now it's just, sorry.
Man, you could have, you can plan a real day over the summer. Go to the water park, water country, go to a whole country of water, and then cool down at a movie.
Yeah.
And now you can do.
I come home, shower.
Right.
That's sad. I could make a meal at home and bring it in.
Sure.
I was going to say, you can sneak food into either one of those places. It sounds like you're very good at that.
Well, so I don't know if you guys remember when Joker came out in like 2019. There were like all the things like, oh, like this can like inspire like awful people to do awful things.
Yeah.
And so like whenever I sneak food in, like I used to get like meals, like I'd go to Canobie or Chipotle or like or something and just put it in my backpack, walk in.
To the movie theater or the water park?
To the movie theater.
Okay.
So I lived in Boston. We would go to Canobie in Kenmore Square, walk down the street, and go into Regal. And that night, like we were going to see Joker, and I had my backpack on because I was carrying all the food.
Oh boy!
And I walked in, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I think they're gonna be checking bags because of this movie.
Yeah.
And like the guy was like, "Okay, like can I just check your backpack?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And he looks in, he just like looking to see if there's food. He looks to see if there's like anything dangerous.
Yeah, a gun.
He looks down. He sees the bag of Qdoba. He just looks me right in the eye. And just hands me my backpack back.
Yeah, they're not gonna do shit. Like, that's the other thing. Like, it's not regular. Like, what kid's gonna give a fuck?
I thought.
Like, who's like the highest?
Some sort of Stephen A. like quote. Like, you do not want to make an enemy out of me.
I'm curious. Like, yeah, at any given time in a movie theater, who like the highest ranking like form of security could possibly be? The owner? Like, what's like the highest? Like Mr. Cinemagic, like no one's gonna do anything.
The most like guff that you're gonna get at the movie theater is arguably, and I think this might be a hot take, but I don't think that reserved movie seats are as much as they're made out to be. Because I've definitely been in situations where someone was intentionally sitting in the seat that I had reserved, which is then awkward, especially in like a dark.
It's obnoxious.
It's the worst. In a movie, it's bad enough at like sports games, but a movie I can't even imagine.
I had to request one of the employees to come over and like remove them from their seat. So I actually saw like their force in action.
Okay, well that hasn't always been the case though. I think that's since like the recliners. Or it was kind of
That's when you know they aren't fucking.
There's like they blink it a couple times, the guy's face.
Oh, that dude, I would get anxiety when I snuck food in and I knew I was breaking the rules, and like I'd see that kid walk up and down the aisle. I was like, I'm a goner. Like,
and that Jordan Peele gif where he's just drenched in sweat.
Exactly.
He's like that for the whole movie. You can't even enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy the movies. But to your point, I thought of this too, going back to the Joker. So remember, and obviously this actually happened, but like when Dark Knight came out, there was the Aurora shooting. And I remember going to see Dark Knight and I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. Like I remember sitting at the theater like, oh, fuck. Because just to your point, it's a copycat like type of thing. And not to mention, it was like when the movie first came out. So there were still people like dressing up like the Joker, like walking in the theater. And I was like, if I were to get shot, like I there's like a 6% chance I might get shot watching this movie. So A, this movie better be good, which it was. And B, like,
I better not get shot.
I might treat myself to an extra popcorn. I better at least see the ending.
Like imagine like it's like midway through the movie, Joker blows up the hospital, and you just get shot at the same time.
Not great. Or like right when, and I'm not like joking about this, but like right when like Batman has to make his decision between.
I was about to say,
I don't know. That's such a frustrating scene.
And then you just get JFK'd on the spot.
Oh my
God. Oh jeez.
Imagine like
Leo's in the audience
making the that was a tough look. That's always pretty funny when that trends on Twitter, like just shitting on Batman for choosing to save Maggie Gyllenhaal instead of like the other guy. And I'm not a big Harvey Dent guy, but I'd still probably save him. And he didn't even like that guy. I'd still save him.
Oh, he hated him.
Get to know him a little bit and be like, all right, at least I get like a friend out of this. At least I have a friend in politics after all this. Having a friend who's in politics owe you a favor as a vigilante can't be a bad thing. But I don't know.
Wait, I have a question about sneaking things in.
God.
Jeez.
Because I don't know shit about like gun rights and gun laws.
No, where's this going? Go ahead.
How does that work?
He wants to take a gun to water country. I think that's where he's going.
Are you asking how it works? This is recorded, so you're probably going to get a text message from the FBI because you're voluntarily asking, how can I sneak a gun into a theme park? But go ahead.
I'm at the movie theater, but...
Same difference, probably.
Yeah, never mind.
You don't have metal detectors or like bomb-sniffing canines like at the ticket booth.
I'm just asking from a very, very generic and understanding. What is the... If someone stupid like did that, do you have to have a license to carry, or
it's way beyond licensing at that point? I think. Yeah. Like if you get busted, it's not going to be like, all right, like let's check the register, let's check your papers here. Mm-hmm. It's like this is a clearly attempted mass murder. So, I don't know what you're asking. Are you asking how to buy a gun? Like, I don't want to talk about this unrecorded.
We'll just leave it at that.
So you can go over to Kittery and go to the trading posts.
Yeah,
and
we'll put it.
If you really want one,
we'll help you out. As far as water country, I think this is at least all consensus. Whatever, it's without a shadow of a doubt the best commercial theme song of all time, at least for local aquatic theme parks. And I remember Coley Mick wrote that article a while ago, and it's like, it really is just from beginning to end, pound for pound, one of the greatest written and produced songs of all time. Like, how do you not hear that song on a hot day in the car and just be like, you're right, blinker on, like, let's go. And as an adult, like, I can now make that decision if I ever find myself in that scenario.
I mean, I'm sure if like the music just happened to start playing right now, we could all recite it by heart.
Know what I found, actually? I was looking. So I guess, we're going to record a little intro segment before this. You would have already heard this. We did play the song earlier. When I was searching it, I found a really good a cappella cover of the Water Country theme song. That's actually fire. And
you're lying.
Really no, I wish. I don't wish I was, because it's
by the same guy.
No.
Like
like a high school
choir.
No, like a high school a cappella group. It's like. It's like what the fuck's Andy's? It's like Here Comes Treble from The Office, like pretty much doing the Water Country theme.
Bunch of 35-year-old men.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, imagine someone on American Idol singing that song.
You're going to Hollywood. Like that's all you need to do. If I was Lionel Richie, I'd stop you after when the sun is blazing and the summer gets hot. Don't even finish the word hot.
Yeah.
I'd just be
Lionel Richie stands up, slams the desk. He yells out, "Water Country is a very cool spot."
Yes. Yeah. And then Luke Bryan gets up. There's no better place to feel or be young. Water Country.
Starts crying.
He just goes into has like an aneurysm. Yeah. Lionel Richie just like pulls off his like breakaway wind pants to his bathing suit, and they just go to Hollywood and make a stop at Water Country. Not even you're going to Hollywood. Like you're America's
trip to New Hampshire.
Yeah, we're going to New Hampshire. You're going to Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
And know what's weird? Tom Brady is giving you the Super Bowl MVP speech.
I'm going to Water Country.
You're asking, "Hey Tom, you just won the Super Bowl MVP. Where are you going to go now?" Well, Roger Goodell, do you know where the sun's blazing and the summer gets hot? Walks off into the sunset.
Oh, I love it. If he doesn't retire that way, then I'm burning all my Brady jerseys. That's what you got to do. What was I going to say? I don't know if you guys can relate to this. I've thought about this on a few occasions. So, like I said, I've gone the most times I've gone to these places was as a kid. Like I think I'd probably go once a year when I was a kid, just because it was close. I always like, it wasn't until I got older and got like a bigger understanding of like the world and the country and how big it is, how many people live here. Like I never realized, like when I heard like water country, Canobie Lake, I picture like people from all over the world like coming here to like go to the water country, the Canobie Lake. And then I realized like, oh, like water country just happens to be in like Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Like there's just another place like on Lafayette Road. Like Canobie Lake there's probably 100 million Canobie Lakes parks like throughout the world. I still think Canobie Lake Park ranks number 1, but there's similar, like, speaking of copycats, like copycat mass murderers, there's copycat local theme parks all over the place. Whoever was the first one. No, I'm serious. Like imagine being a guy seeing a theme park for the first time and be like, I can easily just do this 5,000 miles away and he's never going to know. And then it just grows from there. But I don't know. Water, I'm trying to think, like, I don't even know any big, like, what's the most famous water country ride? The wave pool is
Geronimo.
Geronimo's pretty legit. That's just a big, fast wet drop. So I enjoy it. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you, Pat. Did you see, we talked about this on a previous episode a while ago. Do you know what Action Park is?
No, where is that?
It was in like New York, New Jersey. So so there's an HBO Max documentary on it that's really good. It's incredible. And it's basically, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a no holds barred like water park from like the 70s or 80s maybe.
It's if like Vince McMahon designed a water park with your safety not in mind at all.
Yes, it's the WWE with less safety protocols. And instead of like adults as referees, it's like high school kids working like minimum wage. People would like literally die.
People with no incentive to ensure your safety at all.
No. What'd you say?
I said, as it should be.
Yeah.
You're going to these places.
It's just a natural thrill. Like when I go to Canobie Lake, I don't expect to die or really even think that's a possibility. Like when you go to Action Park, that's part of the thrill. Yeah, absolutely. It's part of the unknown. Knowing I could die.
I don't remember where I was reading this, but I was reading something either this morning or yesterday in preparation for this.
Okay.
Like a significant amount of people die at like amusement parks every year. Yeah. Or like suffer like big injuries. Like just like sometimes through their own fault, but sometimes there's nothing that they can do.
Has anyone died at Canobie? I feel like we would know if someone died at Canobie Lake.
So I only know this because Corey, my roommate, was talking about this a while ago, but I want to say it was back in like 2005 or something like that. Someone died like a gruesome death at Canobie Lake Park, like being thrown. Oh no, wait.
I think
maybe it was Six Flags in Massachusetts.
I just feel like a local park like that, it would become like an urban legend. Like everyone would know about it when it happened. But it's also been around for 100 years, hasn't it?
Canobie being like so insensitive that they then name like another ride after it, or like make a ghost ride out of it.
So I just looked up because I wanted to see.
Yes, please.
There have been no deaths, but
all right.
There's a section in this webpage that says guest altercations. On June 16, 2014, a family from Sutton, Vermont attacked several police officers after being told that they were not allowed to bring any weapons or any other harmful devices into the park. 3 people were charged with felony riot.
Yeah, that's tough.
And like you were saying, people from all over the world.
Right.
Vermont.
That's tough because that is a hike. And I mean, if you go there with full intention of using weapons and then someone tells you can't, that throws a wrench in the trip.
I was gonna say I kind of understand where the family's coming from.
Yeah, I'm pro from family from Vermont on this one personally. But yeah, we would definitely know if someone died. That'd be like well talked about. But it was built in 1902, and I think I vaguely remember the 100-year anniversary in 2002. I was right around the age where I would go there. I was like 12 or 13.
Did you have to be 100 years old to ride every ride for that entire year?
I hope so.
You didn't have to be. But assuming it didn't hurt.
They definitely recommended it though.
Yeah. There was some sort
of way to go out.
If you were like 100. Oh, that's how I want to die. My 100th birthday.
Heart attack.
I just want to jump off I just want to dive into the Boston Tea Party off my thing.
Face full of fried dough.
Actually, that's one of my bigger, we talked one episode about like irrational fears. I don't know if this is considered irrational. I'm sure it's happened. Definitely one of my biggest fears, like a ride starting and me realizing, you know, like my harness, or like whatever, like isn't in. Because like there's really, I don't think you can do anything about it. Like once the ride's going, the kid who presses the buttons out of sight, out of mind. That could be awful. I think that happened in like a Final Destination movie. A roller coaster like went off the tracks or something. But no, I might have to hit it this summer. I have some young nieces and nephews who'd like to go there.
Maybe I keep forgetting, Pat. Have you been there?
To Canobie Lake?
No, to Water Country.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Oh, you haven't even been? Oh, buddy.
No.
Yeah, we'll send you a complimentary ticket on behalf of the
wonderful. Can't wait.
Yeah, so
I'll just bring a handle in.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the party started early.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I the thing is, like, I don't really like what. Plus, you're in a bathing suit all day. Like, I don't really want to walk around a park in a bathing suit all day.
Right.
Well, by all accounts, from friends of ours and friends of mine that have been there, Water Country is actually a very gross spot.
Probably.
I think
that's what I've heard.
All water parks have to be.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how you regulate it.
Like public pools and all that type of stuff.
It's a big public pool.
Yeah.
It's probably it's next to a public pool, but it's a big, maybe somewhat cleaner public pool. I don't know.
Well, there's a place where I grew up called Cocoa Key Water Resort, and it's inside of a Sheraton hotel, I think.
Okay.
Is that like the Great Wolf Lodge?
It's a similar
Great Wolf Lodge is lit.
Similar type of thing, but like, no, this is like its own like giant indoor water park. Okay. Again, I would go all the time.
I'd much rather go to an indoor water park. I think at least you can like control the climate.
Mm-hmm. When I was like maybe 8, between like ages of 8 and 13, like we would go pretty frequently for like summer camp field trips or like, you know, just like my friends having a birthday party or something.
Yep.
And it was fun. But growing up now, like that has to be one of the most disgusting places on earth.
Okay.
Just you're sharing the same air with so many people, like.
Oh, God.
Like you're all in just like the same water all day.
Yeah. If I've learned anything from this past year, like I definitely want to limit my shared air, like per capita with people. Like the more people, the more air I would require, I think, going forward, especially indoors. That's just one of my personal mantras going forward. But okay, so good stuff here. Before we wrap up with you, Pat, any last thoughts? Anything people should know? Maybe anything you'd suggest for maybe newcomers visiting the area this summer?
Even if you don't coming this summer, or even especially during the fall, go up to the White Mountains.
Okay, that's funny. Actually, a couple people DM'd me about the White Mountains.
One of my favorite spots. Last fall, we had some friends come up, and like none of them are really from around here, and we drove up to North Conway, drove the Kangamangas Highway, which is one of the more fun drives I've ever had. And like we got ice cream at the Ben and Jerry's that's right near like that train station.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's an aesthetic.
North Woodstock Inn. You ever heard of that place?
Yeah, the other side. We actually ate in Woodstock. Yeah,
that place is pretty fun. Me and my wife went there one weekend.
What's it called?
North Woodstock Inn. It's like a brewery and hotel, and not a hotel. It's like a lodging.
An inn.
An inn, exactly.
Trading post.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the Bears riding the unicycles.
Doesn't
those Bears must get the shit beaten out of them or something bad.
They're gonna snap soon. Yeah, that's I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Now we need to see if there have been deaths at Clark's Trading Post.
Oh, that you don't need to search that. People have been mauled by those bears.
Do you think people have jumped in, you think, during the show?
I would think so, but I've never heard of anything concretely.
It's just a law of numbers. Like after all these events, a bear must have just snapped one time and be like, I'm not taking this shit anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, just like SeaWorld.
Exactly. Like this is not how I was meant to live. I'm not riding a unicycle wearing a denim overalls for hours a day.
I'm not pushing you in this fucking stroller one more time.
I'm done with it. I could literally maul this entire crowd. And that's like light work. I'm a grizzly bear.
I heard what you fuckers said about me last night.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Being a little past my peak.
Do you guys know what I think they're in North Conway. They're called like the Fantasy Suites. or like fantasy suite resorts or something. They're like themed, like I think they're like maybe they're romantic, but there's like
with a name like that. It sounds like something
hold on.
Bachelor.
This is the last. Hold on, fantasy theme.
Well, while he's pulling that up,
New Hampshire. Go ahead.
Would you guys rather fight a bear or an orca? Talking about SeaWorld.
I assume I'd be fighting the orca in the water and the grizzly bear on land.
Yes.
Okay. Because if that wasn't the case, I'd switch him and fight the orca on land. I feel like I'd be, not that it would do much help, but I'd be better able to defend myself on land than while swimming. If I'm trying to fight an orca while also treading water, I'm probably going to die. I would die if I was just treading water.
Right.
After a certain period of time.
I mean, I'm going to fight the orca just to get it over with. Like, I'm not going to be able to fight a bear.
Oh, excuse me. They're called the Adventure Suites. Maybe I threw in that fantasy.
I would fight the orca, actually.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would fight the orca because I think it would be quick and painless. A bear would just like the claws,
so we're not
can't
considering
run from it.
So we're not considering which one you would win. Like we both assume you're going to die from each one. Oh,
yeah,
then yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree that I would die at the hands of either one of those things.
Yeah, the bear would rip your limbs off one at a time. The orca could just jump up and like land on me, and I would be dead.
Well, do orcas like are they super predatorial towards people?
Dude, they kill sharks.
I think the one, I think the ones in captivity definitely are. But I think I remember.
Right.
I never saw that documentary, Blackfish. I think it's called. You know what I'm talking about? About the orca.
Oh yeah,
SeaWorld, pretty much. And I remember I was listening to like a podcast or something. Someone's like, if you like SeaWorld and you haven't seen this movie yet, like go to SeaWorld one last time and then watch, because you're never going to go again after you watch it. And not that I love SeaWorld, I think it's kind of lame, but we haven't even mentioned it today. But
the Water Country's better. What am I going to say?
Yeah, and I'll give Water Country that. Like, I don't go to Water Country thinking there's a chance I'm going to get attacked by an orca. I just don't consider it because A, they don't have orcas there, but B, it's just not on the radar. But yeah, I can't imagine a more frustrated creature than like you said, like a grizzly bear. Not only a grizzly bear at the zoo, but a grizzly bear like dressed up and doing clearly like unnatural like entertainment for like drunk New Hampshire.
That's
got to be the worst life. That's got to be hell.
Indentured servants.
Yeah, that's just got to be the worst. And then SeaWorld too. It's like you go from living in the ocean, literally probably the most vast thing you can think of, to like a water tank, which is just not great.
That's like the size of like my bedroom here.
Yeah, not great. Not great. Okay, we do got to run, but Pat, thanks for hopping on with us, man. We'll get you back next time we get you on. We will prefer you to record live from Water Country.
Oh, hey,
preferably mid water slide.
I was gonna say Geronimo specifically.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I have a GoPro.
Oh, that'll work.
I can send in the video. You can just like put it in the middle.
That'll be our first like on field like reporter that we like hire at our company. So we can't pay you anything, but that's.
You can't even pay your producer. So.
Oh, we can definitely. We choose to, right? So there's a big difference. But all right, man. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on. I can't wait to come back. I got plenty of more New Hampshire stuff to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Big fan.
See you later, bro.
Appreciate it.